You guys ever just play yourself completely? Like you plan out a whole consecutive events and then none of them happen in the right way. So what happened was yesterday, since our power was out at my boy's house, I figured, oh, I'm gonna bring my laptop to church and charge it in this little side room right here. So right when we got there, first thing I did, plugged my laptop in so I could charge it. And the whole reason I was gonna charge it was so I could edit some of these videos that I'm doing and put them together and start showing you guys my comic relief. Just kidding. Just so I could show you guys my life, really. So I do that, charge that mug, and then I got the camera that I had filmed on earlier in the day, morning, whatever. And I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna go ahead and edit it after I drop off my wife in the morning. So it's like 5 o'clock or whatever right now. I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm gonna go to sleep, wake up, I pack my bag. I'm not gonna drive back home because that's in a different city than where I would be driving through, and that's just wasting too much gas, and we ain't got that much money. So I was like, I'll just post up in the whip for a couple hours until I got this business meeting that I gotta attend to at 8 o'clock anyway, and then I'm gonna go to work. So I'm coming back down. First of all, camera's dead. Cool, not a huge problem. I charged it in the car because I got the USB joint. But then I stop and I'm here and I'm like, okay, let me throw all these videos into one video and have it be awesome. So I sit down and I pop my laptop out like, whoop, let's go. And next thing you know, the laptop's dead. Boy, I don't even understand how it's dead. Like I literally plugged it in for like 3 hours yesterday. And I guess I must have just not plugged it in all the way. Like it was definitely in the wall and it was definitely in my computer. So I don't know. Maybe the power wasn't working where I was at too. I don't really understand right now. So here I am, and now I just gotta kill like 3 hours, and I kind of have this energy. I guess I could go to sleep, but then I don't feel like I was being productive, and I'm trying to be more productive, but this is dumb now. Like it would have been different if I didn't plan anything and I was just like, oh, I'm just gonna wing it. But like I guess the only other thing I could have done was check to make sure my laptop was charged. So advice, check and make sure that things are charged or charging when you plug them in, or else you'll end up like me at 5 o'clock in the morning with nothing productive to do and sleep that you don't want to take because then you'll be tired. Morning rants, get at me. Where the heck is this off button? On a different, less sad note, working at T-Mobile, if it hasn't showed me anything, it showed me a couple things, but one thing I'm thinking about right now that it really showed me was that you gotta always be changing, because T-Mobile is like, right now, I feel like T-Mobile is the best service provider. Yes, Verizon might provide the best service, but they also provide it at the highest cost. We provide probably the second best service to Verizon. Internet, talk, whatever, text, all around. But we probably have the best price too. And we're always trying to get everybody the best value possible. And that's dope, because we're not just like staying stagnant. Like we released a plan like 3 months ago, and that was cool. And then we noticed that wasn't good enough. So we changed the plan about a month and a half ago. And then I think today or tomorrow, the plan is changing again. And it's really just to stay ahead of the curve, which in life is things that we can do. So even when I leave T-Mobile, I'm definitely going to leave with that thought in my mind all the time. Like, you always got to stay ahead of the curve, but do your research enough to where you know what's coming up instead of staying inside your own box. Because at T-Mobile, if the CEO or whoever comes up with the data plans or the collective group just sat in their own box and just always thought that the way they did it was the best, then they'd lose. But since we're doing what we're doing, and I blanked out because this sketchy van drove past me. If when we're doing what we're doing, we take a look and see what other people are doing and how they're being successful, or what's coming out that they're going to try to unleash to beat us, then we can essentially take the necessary steps to make sure whatever they're coming out with to beat you doesn't beat you. And that goes for life the same. If you're trying to start up a clothing business, or a YouTube channel, or you're trying to be the best makeup artist in the IE, or whatever, you got to make sure that whatever you're doing, that you have some sort of advantage, some sort of leg up on the next person. Like, why would they choose you, or why would they find you out of the million people that are out there trying to do what you're trying to do? And I don't mean to say that discouragingly, but there's literally like a ton of people that are trying to do a ton of stuff. There's, especially this year or this generation, there's a ton of people putting up YouTube videos. And I decided, you know what? I might as well try it, because I talk a lot and I don't know, I guess it's kind of cool. I like hearing myself talk. So that works for me. But what am I going to do with my YouTube videos and my clothing line and the way I walk with God in order to make you guys choose me over the next person? And I got to take that focus, and we as a people group of people, humans, got to make sure we think about that when we're doing what we're doing. Oh, Rita in the background, RTA, best bus ever, shout out, give me free passes if you see this video, because I still don't got a car. Psych. I really don't though. It's kind of sad. But yeah, make sure that you're keeping an eye on what everybody else is doing, not so that you can copy them, but that you can get in front of them and stay ahead of the curve. Because even like those big companies that make it look like they came out with something first, they really probably just took the idea and slightly tweaked it from somebody else, but they're better at marketing it or better at showing it off and things like that. So if you got something that you think is going to be popping, let that mug out the bag, because you never know where it can take off. But make sure you do your research first, because people are going to try to poke holes in it. And as much as people try to poke holes in it, kind of let them poke holes in it. Like, if it's your friend, don't fight back so hard, but let them poke holes in it, so then when the next person comes up that's not your friend, tries to poke those same holes, you have the answers and a way to stop those holes from being poked open. For instance, like about a week ago, I was talking to my good friend I'm staying at his house now, and he was asking me why I started up a clothing line. And I was telling him like the dream and the end goal and everything like that, and he was like, well, if that's your end goal and your dream, why did you do a clothing line? If your end goal is to get a warehouse where people can come and focus in on their gifts and use their gifts that God's given them, why haven't you just done like a 501c3, like a non-profit organization, so people can donate to it so they don't have to buy a shirt? And that was a great question. Although he came off kind of hard in saying it, just the way he said it and his approach was a little bit sideways, like a left hook to the face. As my boss Greg always says, you got to put your arm around their shoulder and then punch them in the stomach. You can't just punch them in the stomach and laugh at them, or just point at them, whatever. But yeah. So he said, why don't you just start a nonprofit? But it wasn't something I had thought about. I still probably would have done the clothing line, but now I'm considering doing both. Even though it's hard to do one and hard to do the other, and there's a lot of work that you would have to put into both, but I feel like they can kind of coincide if they're both working for the same goal. Now, if I started up a clothing line that was going to reach this goal and then a nonprofit that's going to reach this goal, that's different. I'm spreading myself in two completely different directions. But if I have a clothing line and I have a nonprofit that are working in the same direction, then it's slightly more work instead of double the work. It's like a quarter more work, or maybe half more work, you know? Instead of asking for just t-shirt sales, I can also ask for donations as a tax write-off for that person. That's kind of what I'm on right now. Is I'm about to go in this business meeting and ask my guy how good of an idea that is, or what steps I should take in order to do that. But like I was saying, with poking holes, like, we suck. There's a lot of us that suck at taking advice or criticism or whatever that could potentially give us a lot of help. And I think we suck at it, partially because we think we know everything, and it's like partially a pride check. But then we also suck at giving out that information. And I had to tell my friend that. I was like, I hear what you're saying and it makes a lot of sense, but your approach, bro, like, it's crazy. Like, you came out and like it felt like you were trying to attack me. And I can hear you out because I know the type of person you are, and I know that that's just how you come off sometimes. But what if we just slightly changed our approach a little bit easier and a little bit less hard, so people could take it a little bit better, and then maybe help them out a lot more in the long run? Because if I just always picked at you and picked at you, you wouldn't think that it's like a loving way, even though I'm trying to be as loving as possible. And that's something I still struggle with today. You can ask my wife, because I'm always trying to give her advice and stuff on things that I think I know about, but she doesn't want to take it because, or maybe she does want to take it, just not at that time, because I come off hard and aggressive when I'm really just trying to be helpful. But that's just the way I'm wired, and I'm trying to overcome it. But bro, it's a struggle. Like, it's a hard wiring that I've had for years, just to, when I see something that's wrong, just to like correct it that way. But I'm learning, or at least I'm trying to learn. She's gonna watch this video and be laughing. Watch. She's gonna be like, yeah, he does do that all the time. But this video is about 8 minutes long, and I'm gonna throw this in with some other videos. So I gotta probably clip out a couple of me sounding retarded and kind of rambling on. But you guys are awesome. Thanks for tuning in. Good morning, guys. I don't know if y'all can tell, but this is the same place where I said I was gonna go to sleep at. Now I'm gonna go over here to my little meeting real quick, talk about what I gotta talk about. Then I'll be back, and then I'm headed to work, and then I gotta pick up my wife again. So I'm out for now. I'll be back though. My sleep was actually low-key bomb when I could get to sleep, but being a 6-foot guy sitting in the car is kind of cramping. But I made it happen. Morning again. It's about that time. Hit that T-Mobile work here 10 to 2. Then I got to shoot out to the other city to pick up my wife because she carpooled today, so I can get the car. Had my business meeting today. Talked a little bit about if I were to open up a nonprofit or the route I should take with that. Got some really good insight on exactly how I can handle that without having to do it. But I'll tell you guys a little bit more on detail in that. Not necessarily that I have to, but it's an option that I can. He said it's cool if I did both. It's just a little bit more work, not crazy amount more. So good things coming in the works. I got a couple more shirts coming out this week. Might be done either today or tomorrow, so hopefully I'll be able to pick those up today. That'll be dope. Yeah, so stay tuned, guys. Just made it out of work. About to go hit this Chipotle because I'm hungry, and I know my wife is gonna be hungry, so we gonna chill and eat there. Also might be working there pretty soon. My boy has been recruiting me for like 4 years because I worked there like 7 years ago or whatever. I don't remember. It was like 5 years ago, I guess. 6 maybe. I don't know. I worked there before with him, and now he's the general manager, and he's like, yo, just come work for me again. So I'm like, I don't know. But given the situation, I'm gonna probably end up working there because we need more money so we can get a place to rent, because rent's freaking ridiculous and expensive for a 1-bedroom. Like, all we trying to do is live, bro. Why we gotta have a total of 3 jobs to live? That's insane. And that's on a different note. But yeah, we about to pig out, kill this food off, and then I'm gonna figure out what's really good. Hopefully I'll get this video up, even though I'm probably gonna cut this part out and nobody's ever gonna watch it. So bloopers, get at me. See, I'm hoping that there's no traffic at all, because I'm freaking hungry. I didn't eat breakfast, and I woke up at like 4 to take my wife to Corona so she can carpool, and now it's whatever time it is, 2:07, something like that, and I haven't eaten nothing. But I'm not really mad because Chipotle be slapping and it's filling. So it's like I really just waited all day to fill my stomach with some fire. So I'm gonna do that right now. Tell me what you guys order from Chipotle, because I feel like I order the best, better than anybody. Well, maybe not better than a couple of people, but they don't need to be talked about because they're just not that important right now. But I feel like I order with the best of them, top 5, top 7%, you know. That's what I like to do in life. Order good, eat better. So finally went to Chipotle. It was half me eating and half me getting a job. So now I'm finally headed home with my wife, who's half asleep because she worked all morning or whatever day. I don't know what you'd call it. She wakes up at like 4. And then commutes to Irvine, which is far, and then comes back home, which is freaking far. So yeah, so now we're out here, finally headed home, and we're hitting like the worst part of traffic, so we're taking the streets, kinda. And now I got a second job for more money at Chipotle, our favorite place to eat. Another bitter, not sweet moment. Finally dropping off the keys to our old place. Gonna check the mail for one last time. I'm crying. Not really, but I am sad because this place was a steal. $700 for a one-bedroom apartment? Like, that's unheard of nowadays. So, you guys are gonna walk with me through the process. Fun, fun, fun. Got a sticky note here saying who I am and what I'm dropping off. So I'm gonna check this real quick, and then I'm gonna be on my way. Let's see if this is a key for it. Okay, now I don't know what that's a key to. So now I gotta check this other key and see what this is a key to. And hopefully, dang, there's mail. I was not wanting to see any mail. Cause now I gotta carry stuff. It's extra. And I didn't want to. Like, look at all this mail. Like, I don't even know what this stuff is. Alright, so now that's good. I know it's dark, which sucks, because now y'all can't see me. Oh, beautiful face. JK. Alright, that's locked though. So that's good. Now, I do this. Boom. 4 keys on there, just like that. Then you're gonna take this little sticky note. You're gonna wrap it up like one of those little notes that you slide into one of the little glass bottles. Put it right there through the keyhole. Look at that, we're already winning. Now walk with me for the final drop. Where the heck is this lady's apartment? Oh, number 4. Walk with me into the abyss. It's kind of late. I don't like creeping up on this lady. I can hear her in her house. Check this out though. Dropped in the box. But I'm out of here. Run, run, run. Because I want to I'm trying to avoid any type of conversation with anybody. So I'm just out of here. Look at that, rent increasing. It's only increasing by like $15 though. So it's going from $685 to $700. Like, whoop, big deal. I'm going from $685 to like $950. And I don't even know where that $950's at yet. This is freaking gay. Walk of shame. You know, like when you lose or like do something that you're shameful of and you gotta walk away with your head down. That's what I'm doing now. And here I am about to get hit by a car again. Why are you gonna speed up? Like, that's just disrespectful. Like, you're trying to hit me now. Just take out one more African American male without having to shoot him. Walk of shame.